Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Richard Moglen, and welcome to week 3 of the Market Outlook series in October 2019. This is a series where each week I go through the current state on the market based on analysis of the indexes, IBD's big picture, as well as the GMI. And the whole purpose of this is to kind of inform your trading to make sure that based on a couple different opinions, you are trading with the market trend. So first of all, let's head over to investors.com and look at the current big picture article. So overall, what this article says is there was a huge rally and gap up on Friday, as we'll see later in TC2000. But basically, it was because of the trade deal with China and the preliminary agreement that they have there. So it was very news-based. They also say that it's still time to be a little bit careful because we have yet to receive the all clear signal because even though it rallied a lot and gapped up a bunch Friday, in the last hour, as we'll see later, we lost a lot of the gains that we had on that Friday. So currently the outlook is an uptrend under pressure, and we have 7 distribution days on the S&P and 6 on the NASDAQ. They also mentioned how earnings season once again starts next week, so pay attention to both Goldman Sachs and JPM to inform your trading. Heading over to wishingwealthblog.com, you can see that the current GMI signal is currently red, and we are in the 9th day of the QQQ short-term downtrend. But you can also see that a couple stocks have been doing quite well, such as RH, which I actually talked about in my last video, and also Apple had a breakout as well. So hopefully Apple can continue through the past green line that's set in October, which would be an overall good sign for the market because of its huge market share. So now that we've looked at both investors.com and wishingwealthblog.com, let's head on over to TC2000 and look at the technical aspects of the indexes for ourselves. So first, looking at the QQQ, you can see, as I said, this huge gap up that we had on Friday, as well as the above average volume down here. But you can also see how it closed almost where it opened on this Friday. And if you head on over to the hourly chart, you can see this huge selling in the last hour of trading on that Friday, which is not a good sign at all. But heading back over to the daily chart, you can see that it did reclaim the 30-day moving average, and that 30-day average is increasing, and both of those are positive signs. Now heading over to the S&P 500, the SPY ETF of the S&P 500, you can see almost a more negative sign than the NASDAQ. You can see that just like the QQQ, in that last hour of trading, it had huge volume and a lot of selling, which is definitely a negative sign, as I said. So hopefully in the first few days of next week, you want to see it progress strongly above that 30-day moving average for at least a couple days on above average volume. If it falls back below this 30-day moving average, I think it's a very negative sign for this market, and this could be a dead cat bounce. So now let's look over to the IWM, the Russell 2000, which also rallied very strongly on that Friday, but was very erratic. You can see that it was up, then it was all the way down, and then it finished slightly above where the gap up was. So kind of actually a weird day for the IWM, but also it didn't reclaim that 30-day moving average like the SPY and QQQ. So an even more negative sign for the Russell 2000. I also want to take a look at FFTY, which is the IBD 50 ETF, and you can see that still for the past almost past 2 months or so, the 30-day moving average has been decreasing a lot, and we've really been in a downtrend. And just on this Friday, it tried to break past this 30-day moving average, but it was still unsuccessful. However, on this Friday, it was increasing on above average volume, which is a positive sign. Now moving on from the index ETFs, I want to focus on how the actual growth stocks performed last week. So over here, you've got the top 200 fundamentally ranked stocks from my kind of sorting mechanisms in this database. And basically over here, I calculated the weekly percent change. So this is how it performed from the open on Monday to the Friday close. So I've got sorted by this. So SNBR, Sleep Number, performed very well last week with a rise of 13.5%. A couple others also approached 10%, And one important thing that I want to point out is that 119 out of these 200 stocks gained value over the past week. And this is a number that I'm going to start keeping track of a lot more, because hopefully it could serve as an indicator as to how the market will do over the next couple of weeks. So that's pretty much it for this market outlook video. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments about the market, and please remember to leave a like on this video. I spend a decent amount of time making it, and I would really appreciate the support. But thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you have an excellent weekend, and I'll see you guys in future videos.